Buon pomeriggio a tutti ragazzi, eccoci di nuovo qui con una bella levozza, andiamo avanti a Lord Winklebottom e Investigates. E ieri siamo andati abbastanza bene, insomma ci eravamo bloccati soltanto in una parte, però poi per il resto alla grandissima e il gioco è carino, simpatico insomma. Quindi continueremo a investigare oggi. Allora, carica. L'ultimo è stato alle 6:19. Ui. Ok, eravamo qui nella caverna dove c'era questo sottomarino, dove non possiamo però arrivare. Ci volevano probabilmente quelle tavole di legno che stanno fuori. Però come prendere le tavole di legno? Perché non ci arrivo. Posso usare i rampicanti se li leggo fra di loro però.
No, I don't think this is right.
Quindi no, direi di tornare comunque intanto un attimo alla magione, a vedere un po' il piccione là di ieri che cosa dice. Allora, dove l'avranno messo? Nella camera della servitù? Eccolo qua. Calver.
Well, he seems dead to the world. How does he seem to you, Frumple?
Poor fellow is knackered. He'll be right as rain after a bit of rest, though. We should leave him be.
Quindi lo dobbiamo lasciare riposare, ma qui aspetta, ci sono dei fogli che non c'erano.
I say, I didn't notice these before. They must have got disturbed with all the comings and goings in here.
Let me see. Huh. They're a load of hoof-written letters. Look like pretty soppy stuff to me. My dearest A, blah blah, secret love, blah blah, BC. Who's BC?
Well, we know a B at least. These letters seem a touch one-sided, and if they are from who I suspect, then it looks like they weren't ever actually given to A.
Chi conosciamo con la B? Beryl. E infatti lei era stata qui, no? A riposare. BC, Beryl Clatterbuck. Salve giraffe e giraffine. Ciao Simone, buon pomeriggio. Siamo venuti qua nella magione a vedere Piccione qua come stava, ma lo stiamo facendo riposare. E abbiamo trovato delle lettere lasciate dalla domestica. Allora, facciamo un attimo un giretto a vedere cos'è cambiato, dato che insomma siamo andati un po' in giro, abbiamo beccato Arpiccione, vediamo un attimo se è cambiato qualcosa. Allora, Dama Celia. Kit da cucito io lo vorrei, però questa è sempre sorda, ricordiamo.
Dame Celia, we should like to borrow your sewing kit.
Don't mumble so, darling.
Farewell, Dame Celia.
Qua, fino a che non riusciamo a prendere il coso, il cono del grammofono, non possiamo fare l'autopsia perché Ago e Filo ce l'ha lei.
Madam?
Lei niente di
Thank you for
nuovo.
your time, madam.
Va bene. La cucina. L'assassino è Baronetto Gatto. Ieri Inspi diceva invece che era la tipa sorda. Vediamo chi avrà ragione. Allora, abbiamo visto le lettere, Beryl.
This might be a touch awkward, but we discovered some letters.
t'abbiamo
under
sgamato,
your
sa?
bed.
Oh, my lord, you didn't read them, did
Un
you?
po' sì.
And how? So you're B then? And I take it old Aristotle Gilfrey was A.
Oh, my lord, I didn't mean anybody to see those letters. They're just a silly
Lei
old
piaceva il
goat-side of
padrone.
fantasy. The master was kind, but never showed me any interest.
And you wished him to?
More than anything, my lord. But it wasn't his way. He was still devoted to the mistress, and nobody would have changed that. Especially not somebody like me, I suppose.
Quindi potrebbe averlo ucciso perché non contraccambiava il suo amore. Vedi, ognuno sempre ha una motivazione. È ingrifatissima, è ingrifatissima. Vabbè, c'è sta l'ingrifamento. Quindi l'abbiamo sgamato, tu l'hai ammesso, va bene, almeno onesta, una capra onesta. Il reverendo non dice
Well,
altro.
goodbye for now, Reverend.
God be with you.
Dovremmo riuscire in qualche modo a staccare sto coso. La dottoressa non dice
Thank you,
altro.
Miss Bright.
Che ci famo con i rampicanti?
Tough finds from Ethelberta's grave.
È tutto molto bello, ma cosa ci facciamo con i rampicanti? Boh. Non ho idea. Allora, vediamo qua. E qui c'è lui, però, ripeto, finché non abbiamo gli attrezzi necessari, insomma, manca ago e filo. Quindi non serve al molto. Allora, vediamo un attimo qui invece. Allo studio è cambiato qualcosa. Mi dovrebbe servire questo per andare al lago e arrivare fino al sottomarino.
I know I can carry a lot of things, but I draw the line at lugging around a big metal helmet.
No,
for no
ma ce l'hai la
visible reason.
motivazione? Non ci vuole andare? Mi arrampico dove però? Non lo so.
I don't really think this diving suit would fit me.
Quindi diciamo abbiamo la possibilità di andare sott'acqua da una parte, ma non vuole prendere il casco, maledetto. Speravo di sì. Nella soffitta mi pare non c'era altro. Cioè nel senso qua è chiuso, quindi non ci possiamo entrare al momento.
No luck, I'm afraid. The door appears.
I swear I can hear movement inside, though. I say, well, I'm out of ideas.
Quindi non possiamo entrare qua dentro, non riesce a aprirlo col
No, I
coltello.
don't think
E quindi niente, quindi si attaccamo. Quindi al momento alla villa, boh. Questo non dice
Thank
altro.
you, Mr. Spode.
E rifamo i giretti. Torniamo alla cripta di famiglia a vedere se la figlia del tipo aveva dell'intrallazzo, insomma, con la cameriera. La vostra famiglia non mi fa dire altro, però. E
Farewell,
il baronetto? Mi fa ridere il baronetto. E manco il baronetto.
Thank you, sir.
E qui praticamente abbiamo preso da dove stava la madre, la moglie, insomma, del padrone di casa. Abbiamo raccolto questi rampicanti. Però poi ci famo cazzi praticamente. Va bene. E niente, signori, dovremmo andare secondo me nella foresta. Però non lo so. Abbiamo la luce, quello sì. Non so se questa ci può indicare la via.
No, sorry.
Non ci indica la
This
via.
forest is utterly baffling.
Non lo so, vado un po' a cuore. Vediamo che
You
succede.
seem to have got turned around somehow.
Un po' sì. Perché non
do believe
abbiamo...
we're
sì. Non abbiamo la mappa. Classico momento in cui ci vorrà una mappa.
Thank goodness for that. This way leads out.
E quindi stiamo da punto a capo, perché poi è rimasto solo il pontile, perché al faro si va tramite la foresta. Se non riusciamo a fare la foresta ci attacchiamo un cazzo. Il cuore mi ha portato fuori a quanto pare, perché non ha funzionato. Quindi qui il cane ieri si è data. Grazie del passaggio. E questi pezzi di legno non ci arrivo.
Some driftwood is floating out on the sea. This might be useful if I could reach it.
Honestly, the one thing you should be good at is reaching things at a distance.
I'm not far off, but I need a bit more reach. Some kind of long pole would do the trick if it had something on the
Il
end to hook in
venditore
the
di
wood.
mappe,
If
infatti.
only I hadn't lost that boat hook earlier.
Quel mezzo marinaio faceva più che comodo, sono d'accordissima. E quindi sì, ieri era un impasse e continua a essere un impasse. Insomma, qua non c'è altro, giusto? Oltre ai vecchi barili, il lago e il sottomarino che non ci arriva, giusto?
I can't open these by hoof. I'll need a tool of some
Gli
kind.
serve un attrezzo. Io ho il coltello e non lo apre.
I have reservations about doing this.
Purtroppo non c'è il momento chiavaccio, ossia il momento piede di porco, è un peccato, perché poteva far comodo. Li taglio ancora
No,
di
I
più?
don't think this is.
Non c'ha senso, ti do fuoco.
I'm really not sure, but
Non c'ha senso. E quindi dobbiamo trovare assolutamente la possibilità di avere una mappa per la foresta, perché se no non la possiamo fare. E quindi niente faro. Tra i vari libri di questa villa, ci sarà un libro con una mappa della zona? Romanzi.
Various works of fiction. These are
Oh, Shakespeare.
Questo ha già detto ieri. Shakespeare e tutto quanto.
a collection of books. Nothing of any great...
Non c'è altro di interessante. Allora, facciamo un riassuntino. Dobbiamo prendere questo. Ma c'è una vite, non riesco a sfidarlo. Dobbiamo aprire questo. Dobbiamo sapere i viaggi che ha fatto il buon anima de turno. E sappiamo che è stato in Egitto, ma non altro. Dobbiamo andare nella foresta, ma ci vorrà una mappa. La porta della soffitta è chiusa a chiave. Basta. Cioè, non credo ci sia altro. E ci serve ago e filo per fare l'autopsia, però quello è collegato allo svitamento del corno nel grammofono, quindi se non riusciamo a fare quello non possiamo fare altro.
Well, he seems dead to the world. How does he seem to you, Frumple?
Poor fellow is knackered. He'll be right as rain after a bit of rest, though. We should leave him be.
Questo dobbiamo aspettare. Dobbiamo fare prima qualcosa e poi si sveglierà.
This looks like a child's doll. It seems to
Ah,
be
ecco
cuddly
perché la
axolotl.
capra c'ha il pupazzetto, perché era innamorata di un axolotl. Ah, vediamo un attimo l'aiuto di
Any
Frumble.
ideas, old thing?
Seems to me we've seen something around this place which could help Dame Celia to hear us better.
Grazie. Frumble veramente dice le ovvietà. Io non riesco a prendere sto cazzo di corno. Come lo prendiamo?
I can't remove this trumpet. It's held in place with a small screw.
E questo l'abbiamo enucleato. Come lo pio?
This is too big to remove the small screw. A collection of gramophone
Oh look, they have sounds of the sea which...
Questi pure l'abbiamo visti. Ci serve un qualcosa di più piccolo. È un capitano ovvio, Frumble. Cioè ci dice veramente le ovvietà, signori. Allora, nella cucina posso riprendere per caso il coltellino dal montacarichi?
It's open now, so I should be...
No, sti cazzi. È un problema.
A bowl of fruit.
La frutta la
doesn't
guarda
seem
solo. Qua abbiamo detto che non c'era altro. Qua va tutto a fuoco. I mobiletti li abbiamo visti. Non c'è niente.
Just some crockery.
Mi serve un qualcosa di piccolo, di sottile.
This system must feed water
Tutto
into the
perché non mi prende le monete sopra. Perché se mi prendesse le monete sopra, con una monetina potevo usarla al posto del cacciavite. Perché non prende la monetina? C'ha senso, no? C'hai 700 monete. Una prendila.
I think I'll leave these be. Not really crick.
I mean, you've done nothing but walk around picking up things.
Cioè, stiamo fregando mezza casa e si preoccupa di questa, da monetina. Maledetto.
A collection of old foreign...
I had a patient pay.
Però... Ah, perché portamonete è questo, mi sbaglio. Perché vado qua e fa portamonete. Dico, ma che vuol dire? Nell'armadio abbiamo preso la gruccia, non prende altro. La foto dell'uovo è la figlia da piccola.
Look at it.
Questi libri... Vediamo un po'.
I wonder if I can find any information.
C'è soltanto quello della
That's
pianta
maybe
che
we
abbiamo
could
già
use
usato e nucleato. Quindi... non altro.
The sign next to this light says, warning.
Maybe just a slight...
No.
E se lo riuso?
You know, I feel like this axe might come in useful again. I suppose there's no harm in taking it out now.
Wait. Just let me move out of the way first. I don't want to be anywhere near this lash up after the last time you touched it.
See? Perfectly safe. I think.
Allora, abbiamo preso l'ascia, ok. E come sta infatti dicendo Simone, potremmo cercare di prendere con l'ascia le assi. Fammi provare un attimo, mi pare un po' esagerato, però.
This seems unlikely, Debh.
Ok. Quindi proviamo a vedere le assi, se riusciamo a prenderle. Ha senso, insomma, vediamo se anche per loro ha senso o meno. Lunga ascia di metallo con pezzi di legno. Tiè, mamma mia.
This might do the job. Yes, I can pull the driftwood in towards the shore.
L'unico momento in cui hai tolto la pipa.
And you almost did it without dropping that antique axe into the drink too. Almost.
Ok, ho preso i pezzi di legno, in teoria li posso legare con i
Now I
rampicanti.
can bind this driftwood together with the vines. Yes, that makes a most satisfactory.
Ah, vedi, di suo gradimento. Quindi abbiamo fatto un asse di suo gradimento, benissimo. Salvatina. Che ci sta tutta. Qua. E mo posso arrivare...
This driftwood plank will make an ideal makeshift bridge over
Ci
the ship.
regge questo ponte di legno?
Oh yes, this will definitely hold the combined.
Sì, infatti, come sulla barca ieri.
Have a little faith, my friend.
Ci credo poco. Va bene, andiamo nel sottomarino. Questi riescono pure a entrare nel sottomarino. Mi chiedo quanto sia grande questo buco qua. Però va bene. Allora, che cosa abbiamo qui? Niente di utile. Giornale di bordo.
Notes about the times the vessel has been taken out. Nothing particularly recent as far as I can tell.
Dai,
Times,
che sono tutti i
dates,
posti che ha
coordinates, that
girato
sort of
il tipo,
A
dai.
load of bloody gibberish to me. Oh, I say, the last page has a note written on it.
thing. My dearest Ethelberta, a reminder that should you need to open the safe in my absence, you have only to play.
Suonare la
our
nostra
tune.
melodia. È il
Trouble
momento
is the safe
suonare.
thing. Best look into that. Always some good clues in safes. Quite a lot of good that note does us, though. How do we know what their tune was? Fella could have been a bit more explicit.
I rather suspect that was the point. Anyway, we don't know, but somebody else might. We'll need to find out where this safe is too.
Ok, bisogna
Maybe
chiedere
one
in
of the
giro.
staff would be
Scusa,
able
ma
to
non è
there.
che sei giusta la cassaforte? Ok. Ha una cassaforte. Io speravo gli dicesse, che ne so, i suoi viaggi. Piede di porco, il momento
I
chiavaccio.
suppose they kept this
Attenzione.
around in case it was needed to unstick a valve or something.
Could have done with that.
È arrivato.
Well, we have it now. That's the main thing.
Ok, ora possono dire... È un'avventura grafica. Ora sì. Camera stagna, scale.
I say, I wonder where this goes.
I suspect it leads down to the engine. Probably just machinery and such like down there. In any case, there's a red rope blocking our
Non
path.
si
We
può togliere la
really mustn't
corda
cross
rossa.
Oh no, quite so. Unconscionable. Unthinkable.
it. Probably for the best, truth be told. Our record when it comes to operating machinery we don't fully understand is not entirely spotless.
Va bene, quindi vabbè, c'è la corda rossa, signori, non si può passare. Organo.
How marvellous! A pipe organ inside a submarine. Gilfrey was quite the polymath. Frumple, you play the piano. Would you like to give this a try?
Well, I'm sure I could play it, but I'm not really in the mood at the moment.
Vabbè, e qui dovremmo sapere la loro melodia.
Look, Frumple, there's a book of music on the organ. Perhaps you could play one of these.
No, I don't think so. Don't really care for any of them.
You've not even looked.
Well, even so. Maybe if you have a particular request, I could treat you to a performance.
Suonala ancora Frumble. Oblò.
It's a bit murky down here, though I rather fancy I can see something or someone moving out there.
I suppose some aquatic fellow might be living down here. Doesn't appeal to me. How would you ever make a cup of tea underwater?
Ma io questo pensa solo al tè.
Closer look. I say, Frumple, old thing, there looks to be a chap in a spot of bother out here.
Oh, c'ho pure il cappello. C'è un filo attaccato addosso. Allora, camera stagna.
Unfortunately, I don't have the ability to hold my breath for long periods of time. If I'm going out there, I won't breathe.
Da 3 ore ti ho detto di piallo sul sistema per respirare. Mannaggia a te. Allora, piede di porco coi vecchi barili.
Let's give this a go then.
Andiamo.
Wait, this might be dangerous. Let me stand back first, then you can do it.
Thank you for your concern, my friend.
Well, look at that. It's full of gunpowder.
Barili di polvere da sparo.
You know, I'm not actually that inclined to just shovel a hooful of gunpowder directly
Una
into my pocket.
zoccolata. Allora, non sei sicuro di filarti in tasca nella busta, la vuoi mettere?
I'm going to take a small quantity of
Eh?
gunpowder in this envelope.
Blimey, I'm going to keep my distance for a bit. Don't want to get myself all blown up if you drop the stuff.
Quindi abbiamo fregato un po' di polvere da sparo. Non chiedetemi il perché, ma ottimo. Salva. Allora, col piede di porco possiamo provare anche a forzare l'altra porta, così con un po' di violenza. O staccare il coso del grammofono, qua sempre con un po' di violenza. Non so, ci proviamo a usare un po' di violenza.
I'm not really inclined to start waving a crowbar around willy-nilly.
No, va bene. Allora proviamo invece ad aprire la porta della soffitta col piede di porco. Se la sniffa, la polvere da sparo non so quanto faccia bene.
A little elbow grease is all that's needed for this, I think.
Giraffes don't have elbows, do they?
Well, either way, this seems to be doing the job.
Niente, vedete, appena abbiamo preso il piede di porco, tutte le strade si aprono, tutte le porte si aprono. Cioè, inarrestabile.
Hello? Is anybody in here?
C'è
I'm
uno
sure I heard
scotch.
movement. Isaiah, come out and show yourself, you bounder.
I can't see... No. Wait, over there. There's somebody heading towards us.
Dovrebbe essere il maggiordomo. Eccolo! Finalmente il maggiordomo. È morto.
Very, very
Creepy.
slowly. Greetings. I am Lord Winklebottom and this is my
Ma perché questo
associate,
l'hanno chiuso
Dr.
qua
Frumple.
dentro?
You, I take it, are Ambrose, the butler.
Oh, thank heavens you found me, my lord. I've been trapped up here all night.
Ma povero.
What blazes happened to you, old thing?
Oh, some ne'er-do-well shut me in after I disturbed them snooping around up here.
Tell us, who was it?
I do apologize, my lord, but I'm not feeling too well after my ordeal. Would you be so kind as to let me rest a while before I talk about it?
Oh, not at all, old chap. We shall come and see you in the servants' quarters presently.
Very good, my lord. Thank you.
E niente,
That's
siamo tutti
disappointing. I was hoping
riposati.
we'd find a criminal up here or something.
Maybe we have.
What, the butler did it? Rather unlikely, what?
Just once I'd like it to be the case, though.
È improbabile sia il maggiordomo. E comunque niente, come Simone ci è rimasto male, insomma, il nostro Frumble che voleva trovare un assassino, Simone voleva trovare il cadavere della moglie, invece abbiamo trovato il maggiordomo. Intrappolato in soffitta e si va a riposare. Nastro da imballaggio.
Some tape used for sealing up boxes and such like.
Macchina.
There's some kind of contraption under this sheet.
Ok, spostiamo il lenzuolo.
Now, what's under here, I wonder?
Oh, Isaiah.
My word, what on earth is it? And what has you so uncharacteristically blithesome, my friend?
Don't you know what this is? It's one of those machines. for
Che
showing,
si vedono
well,
un po' di donnine
well, you
nude.
know,
I honestly have no idea.
it shows pictures, photographs, you know, of
Animali che
animals.
non indossano.
Animals who aren't wearing any.
Any what?
Well, anything. At all. They're completely undressed. Or so I'm told. I never thought I'd actually see one of these in person.
How absolutely ghastly.
What the Butler Saw si chiama. La possiamo vedere?
A machine that apparently shows photographs of animals in various states of undress.
La posso usare?
Doesn't seem to do anything. I think it needs a coin to operate it.
I'm sure
La
we can
moneta
find
noi l'abbiamo
coins
vista,
around
non me la
there
fa
somewhere.
vedere però, cioè non me la fa prendere. Eh sì, sta nel nel sottomarino. Baule. Ammasso di cianfrusaglie.
This trunk is full of various knickknacks, trinkets, old tools and so on. Let me just check through the tools.
Oh, il
Yes, there's a
cacciavite, non
small
ci
screwdriver
credo.
in here.
Non ci
I'll take
credo.
this.
Allora, c'è scritto New York, Australia, c'è la Tour Eiffel. Saranno tutti i viaggi che ha fatto, il tipo? C'è altro?
This trunk is full of various knickknacks, trinkets, old tools and so on. I can't take all of it. Maybe if there's something specific I needed.
Ok. Va bene, direi che è giunta l'ora, amici cari, di prendere il corno del grammofono. Finalmente. Ah, abbiamo preso poi il lenzuolo.
This screwdriver fits perfectly. Ah, yes, here we are.
Looks like you've come up trumps, eh?
Oh, finalmente. Una fatica a sappiare sto grammofono. Sabatina. Tiè, così ci senti. Anche questo fa molto
Perhaps
Monkey
this
Island.
trumpet would help with your hearing.
How dare you call me a strumpet? I've never been so offended in all my days.
No, madam, I said trumpet.
Now you're just mumbling, you young reprobate. Look, why don't you give me that trumpet you're holding so I can hear you better?
Oh, finalmente possiamo parlare con Dama Celia. Kit da
I
cucina.
wonder if you might borrow your sewing kit.
Well, I suppose so. Just as long as you return it. Take what you need from my bag.
Don't think the old bird will want it back after I've been using it to serve the body.
Guarda che mo te sente. Comunque adesso possiamo anche dirle salve.
Greetings, madam.
Well, good day to you. Glad to see somebody around here has manners.
Chissà come mai.
Nobody else has said a word to me.
Farewell, Dame Celia.
Poi rimane così tutto il tempo. Vabbè, se non ti parla non lo puoi spostare. Comunque finalmente possiamo prendere ago e
Dame
filo.
Celia's haberdashery bag. Knitting, sewing, wool, threads and such like.
L'ho preso? Ah, già ce l'ho, ok. Possiamo andare a fare la... No, finalmente. L'autopsia.
Right then, I suppose you'll need to perform this autopsy.
Let me take the needle and thread and I'll get on with it. Right, I'll just get ready.
Kiss the cook.
I'm not really sure about this apron. Oh well, here we go then.
Bleh.
Is that it?
Yes, all done. He was murdered, all right. Saltwater poisoning.
Guarda che
Someone
se l'ha
must have tainted
capita.
the water in his pipe network.
And salt water would kill him.
Yes, he's a freshwater animal. Couldn't survive in salt.
Can you estimate the time of death?
Poor chap probably only died shortly before the maid found him, but the salt could have been put into the system hours earlier. There's no way to know when the killer struck.
So we know how he was killed, but not when. That makes it hard to nail down a suspect. If it could have been done at any time, anybody could have done it. Blast!
Time for a bit of detective work then. Talk to suspects, fill up the old notebook, what?
Indeed, there's a villain on this island, and it's up to us to bring him, or her, to justice. Come, Frumple, the game is a hoof.
Diciamo che, ripeto, non c'era bisogno di fare l'autopsia. Si capiva. Ucciso dal sale, non può averlo usato per l'omicidio. No. A meno che poi si è fatto un calcio d'angolo, insomma. Ha lasciato l'isola. Un calcio di rigore. Perché dico calcio d'angolo? Va bene, possiamo andare. Ma mo' va in giro così, no? Quindi andiamo a chiedere cose. Dama Celia. Riguardo l'incidente.
Now, about the incident.
Gilfrey.
What can you tell us about Gilfrey?
I don't know him at all. No idea why he invited me. Truth be told, when I saw that journalist, my blood ran cold.
Why?
A lady has secrets, darling. Things she might want to keep away from her adoring public. I was worried Gilfrey might have discovered something about me and was planning on sharing it with the world.
Ah, e che nasconde? Cos'è successo?
Do you know anything about what happened?
Not a thing, darling. I hid
Darling.
away in here when I arrived. It gets so tiresome being in public, you know. So many questions.
Immagino,
demands
immagino.
for autographs and all that.
Well, since you mention it, I have a piece of paper here. Maybe you could...
Frumple, this is not the time.
Vabbè, ciao. Vabbè, ciao.
Farewell, Dame Celia.
Quindi Damsili è abbastanza inutile. Pensa che Gilfrey volesse svelare uno dei suoi segreti. Ma quali sono i segreti di Madame Celia, scusate? Vediamo Madame Lavinia che dice.
Madam? About the incident.
Gilfrey.
How well did you know Gilfrey?
Aristotle, not well. I knew dear Ethelberta for many years, almost since I was a Creer. I remember she was so excited when Aristotle proposed to her. He always seemed such a kind soul.
Then you don't know why anyone would have done him in?
Gracious, no. Please find out what caused this terrible tragedy, Lord Winklebottom. I fear his soul will not rest until you do.
Cos'è successo?
What do you know about the incident?
I have tried to speak to the spirits, but there is a veil over these events.
È molto
All is
nuvoloso. Sì.
cloudy to me.
A load of rot.
Frumple, do be polite.
Oh, maybe you're right, Doctor. Recently, I find myself wondering if my powers are real after all.
Vabbè, però almeno se
It's
fa una
all in my
domanda.
head.
You're doubting your abilities.
I might not be the only one. Think about it. An animal of science brought me here. Maybe he didn't believe either. Maybe he planned to put me to the test. If he did, I don't know that I would have passed.
Thank you for your time, madam.
Quindi questa qui ha scheletri nell'armadio, come ha detto il buon Inspi. Madame Lavinia ha messo in dubbio la sua capacità, dato che è stato invitato da un uomo di scienza. Temeva che Gilfrey volesse smascherarla, ossia che è una cazzara. Vedi, ognuno ha i suoi scheletri in armadio davvero. E noi Inspi, vedi, appena ti ho nominato sei sbucato. Grande Inspi, grandissimo. Ti sei sentito chiamato in causa? Ah, aspetta, però lei adesso ci sente. Se faccio questa cosa dell'orologio, che succede?
If I turn the hands, I can make the clock chime.
Non è successo niente. Quindi anche se lei lo sente, sti cazzi. Va bene.
Farewell, Dame Celia.
Allora, apriamo la cucina. Vediamo la capra che dice. Riguardo l'incidente.
Turning to the incident then.
Gilfrey.
Are you aware of anybody who might have had a grudge against Gilfrey?
Well, my lord, Pumphrey seemed most vexed of late. Said he overheard the master discussing getting rid of somebody on the telephone. He thought it was him because of an incident in the vegetable garden. But I'm sure it wasn't. I can't think what he overheard.
E cos'è successo?
Please tell us in detail what you know about the incident.
Well, my lord, as you know, I discovered the master dead a short while before you arrived. The other guests were here, and I'd been helping them to their rooms. I went to find the master, and there he was. Dead. Oh, it was horrible.
And you didn't see anything strange before that?
Well, at the time, I thought it odd that Ambrose wasn't helping with the guests. Oh, but I never dreamed he'd been locked up there in the attic all that time.
Eh sì, quello in teoria è rimasto chiuso là dentro. Inspi sa anche quando viene nominato, esatto. Relazioni con la vittima.
Miss Clutterbuck, it strikes me you might have had a somewhat uneasy relationship with the
Cioè,
victim.
nel senso, lei voleva averci qualche
The
fa.
master was very kind to me.
Not as kind as you'd have liked though.
I suppose I can't blame him. A person in his position couldn't be seen with somebody like me. He just wouldn't be proper.
O magari gli
Well,
feci
quite
cagare.
so.
I fancy I might have resented him for it a bit. Oh, my lord. If only things had been different.
Did you ever discuss this with him? Perhaps he might have felt the same way you did.
Oh, my lord. I just couldn't. The shame of it.
Shame, shame, shame. Cassaforte.
I wonder if you could tell us where Gilfrey's safe is located.
Safe? Oh, no, my lord. The master doesn't have a safe.
Vuol
But
dire
he
che non lo
must.
sai.
Begging your pardon, sir, but I'm afraid not. If he did, then he kept it a secret from me.
Well, this is most disappointing, I must say. Thank you, Miss Clutterbuck.
Quindi lei in teoria non lo sa della cassaforte. In teoria. Era ferita dal suo amore non ricambiato. E ce ne siamo già accorti, insomma, prima. Vediamo la servitù qua, che c'è un sacco di gente. Oh, Ambrose, ti sei ripreso?
Tell me about how you got trapped in the attic.
Well, sure, it was like this. I was in the attic sorting through a few of the master's belongings. It's awful messy up there, so I've taken it upon myself to do a spot of spring cleaning.
Go on.
Well, sir, while I was tidying, somebody else came in and started rooting through the boxes. It's dark up there, so they didn't notice me at first.
Who was it?
Well, alas, that I can't tell you, sir. Much as they didn't see me, I couldn't see very much of them.
Most unfortunate.
Anyway, I must have made a sound because I startled them. I tried to give chase, but they ran out the door, slamming it shut. Must have done some damage because it got jammed.
The rotter locked the door at the bottom of the stairs too.
I suppose they must have thought old Ambrose here saw them and wanted to keep him out of the way, at least for a short while. But what were they looking for, I wonder?
Quindi praticamente dice che è stato chiuso e ha sentito uno che correva via. Dice. Ambrose is new Ambrogio, esatto. La versione più English, più delicata, insomma, più raffinata, più con la plomb. Gilfrey.
Ambrose, I regret to inform you that your master is deceased.
I know, sir. Miss Clutterbuck was kind enough to break the news to me.
Do you have any idea who the rotter might be?
Alas, no, sir. My master was a kind soul. It's hard to imagine anybody wishing him harm.
Beh, però se gli hanno messo il sale nell'acqua vuol dire che qualcuno gli voleva del male.
We have reason to believe there may be a safe in the house somewhere.
No, my lord. Leastways, not as far as I'm aware. The master kept his paperwork in his study, but there's no safe in there.
Well, this is frustrating. I mean, just what is the point of a combination if we don't have the safe to go along with it?
Thank you, Ambrose.
Cioè, poi conosciamo, più o meno conosciamo. Era intrappolato durante gli eventi, non è un sospettato. Non so, così dice lui. Metti che è tutta una sceneggiata. Ambroso leggero languorino, esatto. Ma Arpiccione è ancora a bananotte, eh?
Well, he seems dead to the world. How does he seem?
Niente,
fellow is
vabbè.
knackered.
Un giorno si sveglierà Arpiccione. Allora, vediamo un po' la foca qua che dice.
Reverend, could we talk about the incident?
Cos'è successo?
What can you tell us about the incident last night?
Alas, not a jot. I arrived here and went to my room for some peace and quiet before the big event. By the time I came down, poor Gilfrey had already passed.
You saw nothing unusual.
I wish I could help you, but no, I'm afraid I did not.
Vabbè, però siete tutti inutili.
Well, goodbye for now, Reverend.
God be with you, my son.
Infatti manco me l'ha aggiornato, cioè sono tutti inutili. Non è fame, più voglia di qualcosa di salato in questo caso. Se voglio usare la scatola, c'era, abbiamo detto, l'Egitto. Poi c'erano le varie zone, c'era l'Australia, gli Stati Uniti, vero? E poi c'era Parigi. Ma non basta.
You know, Frumple, I'm not sure we have all the information we need.
No, credo di no. Allora, vediamo la dottoressa. A proposito dell'incidente,
If we could talk about the incident for a moment.
cos'è successo?
What can you tell us about Gilfrey's death?
Nothing, I'm afraid. I wasn't in the mansion at the time. I live elsewhere on the island. I prefer the solitude. It
Ma questa non
allows me
c'avrà
to
una
focus
mappa
on my
della
work.
foresta? Cioè vive sull'isola. Gilfrey.
How was your relationship with Gilfrey?
I was very grateful to him for offering me work. Many people aren't quite so open-minded, you know.
You don't know of anybody who would wish him harm.
Not at all. He wasn't exactly outgoing, at least in the time I knew him.
But you got along with him well.
As well as could be expected. Like most people, he underestimated me. I'm capable of far more than the work he allowed me to do, Mr. Winklebottom.
Ma povero.
But I'm used to being underappreciated.
Because you're, you know.
Indeed. Not the sort of work a woman is supposed to do, don't you know? I have to work twice as hard as the others for a quarter of the recognition.
Most frustrating, I'm sure.
And on top of that, I can't even get a lab coat my size with pockets in it. It's just infuriating.
Indietro. Babba.
Thank you, Miss Price.
Carinissima e cambia colore a seconda delle emozioni che prova. Il suo lavoro era sottovalutato. Possibile movente? Beh, no, non credo. Non credo, perché avrebbe dovuto uccidere praticamente il 90% della gente dell'epoca. Quindi no, non credo sia lei. Sto tubo di gomma lo lascio qua, abbiamo deciso.
Seems that I might have a use for
No,
this after all.
finalmente ho via. Ci credo. Quindi adesso dovrebbe prendere anche il coso là. Questo.
Maybe this will help get a better view under
Oh,
that
gli abbiamo
lake.
fatti.
You can't just stick it on your head, though, you know? You'll need to make a seal somehow.
Yes, and figure out a way to breathe.
Is it even going to fit over that whacking great conch of yours?
Solidarietà alla dottoressa, esatto. Fatemi vedere un secondo una cosa. Quindi c'era l'Egitto nelle foto. New York, Australia, Francia. Fatemi provare le combinazioni un attimo. Egitto, New York, Australia, Francia.
You know, Frumple, I'm not sure we have all the information.
Però dice che comunque non abbiamo tutte le informazioni, quindi probabilmente non basta al momento. A proposito
Perhaps we
dell'incidente.
should discuss the incident.
Grazie, Simona. Gilfrey.
Do you have any idea who would want to kill poor Gilfrey?
Not a clue, old thing. Not a clue.
He
Not
had
a
no legal
clue.
problems. Nothing that could suggest a motive?
Nothing that I knew about, and I would have known.
How about the old will? There's always a big kerfuffle about the will in cases like this, at least in my experience.
Nothing out of the ordinary. With his wife dead, just about everything goes to Constance.
Just about everything?
Oh, there was an amount set aside for the staff, to ensure they were well looked after. Not enough to kill for, though.
Cos'è successo?
And what can you tell us about what happened to Gilfrey?
Hard to say, old thing. I mean, there was no shortage of folks coming and going, so it really could have been anybody. Quite the collection of characters, I think you'll agree.
You don't know anybody else here?
Not one of them. I've known Gilfrey for years, but not socially. I just dealt with his legal matters.
Va
Thank you,
bene.
Mr. Spode.
Ha lavorato per Gilfrey per anni, improbabile come sospettato. Beh, non è detto. Non è che perché uno ci ha lavorato per anni, allora non ha motivazioni per ammazzarlo. Anzi. Vediamo un po' la figlia. La vostra famiglia.
Perhaps we could discuss your...
Una melodia.
Do you happen to know if there's a particular tune or song your parents used to enjoy together?
Why, yes, there is, as a matter of fact.
Ondeggiando sotto
Song
la
called
luna.
Waddling in the Moonlight. Mother used to play it on the organ. I haven't thought about that for years.
Ondeggiando sotto la luna, è uno di quei vinili.
Thank you, miss.
Cassaforte.
We have reason to believe your father might have owned a safe.
Oh, that's right, he did.
Ah, lei lo sa,
I'd say we've been
attenzione.
over every blasted inch of that house, and I've not seen one anywhere.
You wouldn't, Dr. Frumple. Father hid it. It's behind a painting in the drawing room. You won't get into it, though. Even I don't know how it opens. Father wouldn't go near it when others
Quindi
were
un
in the
dipinto
room.
del
How do you know
salotto.
about it?
One time, when I was
Dietro
just
al
dumpling,
pappagallo.
I snuck into the room while he had the safe open. He didn't see me, thank goodness. I don't think even the staff know it's there. I can't imagine
Quindi un
what
segreto
he kept in it.
segretissimo cosa
Thank
c'è
you,
là
Miss Gilfrey.
dentro.
Most interesting.
È stato molto utile,
Farewell,
grazie.
Miss Gilfrey.
Tutti sono sospettati, esatto. Improbabile possa far parte dei sospettati. Ma no, perché queste conclusioni così affrettate? Il baronetto? Mi fa ridere, il baronetto. Riguardo
If
l'incidente.
we could discuss the incident last night.
Cos'è successo?
Do you know anything about the circumstances of Gilfrey's death?
Not a jot, old thing. I mean, any one of us could have done it,
Esatto.
couldn't we? People coming and going for this big event. I say, it could even have been you. Or Dr. F here.
How dare you, sir? I'm a doctor. I would never.
Steady on, old thing. He was just making a
Ma
point.
quando siamo arrivati non era già morto, scusa. Gilfrey.
How well did you know Admiral Gilfrey?
Never met the fellow. I mean, Connie has talked about him, of course, but... we
Eh no,
never
doveva
met
andare a
him.
conoscere il
So you don't
suocero.
know who might have wanted to kill him.
Not a clue, old thing. Isn't it usually a family thing?
Così sta dicendo che è
Inheritance
colpa da
Alas, his own
fidanzata?
family is poor Miss Gilfrey. And you, once you're married, of course.
or- Right, yes, I suppose so. If he'd allowed the marriage, of course. I don't think the old boy approved of me, truth be told. Like my own family, I suppose. I say,
Scusa, hai detto te che siete
you're
tutti
not suggesting
sospettati?
we had anything
Cioè,
to do
anche
with
tu
this,
quindi.
are you?
I'm not suggesting anything at the moment, sir.
Eredità.
Mr. Spode mentioned Constance's inheritance. It will be rather substantial, I believe.
Oh, rather. I mean, jolly rotten luck and all, but she'll be a rich woman now.
And you a rich man if you're to marry her.
I say, well, that's a fine
Gli occhi
thing,
sono
isn't it?
bellissimi.
Dashed rude of you, old thing. What exactly are you suggesting?
I'm not suggesting anything, just pointing out the facts.
Well, you can get that idea out of your head right away. The nerve of you. I mean, really, it's just too much.
Vabbè, però lui la voleva già sposare. Dici, si sono messi d'accordo per ammazzarli e avere eredità. Può darsi anche questo.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir. Erediterà una grossa fortuna in caso di matrimonio. Ho capito, ma allora perché, scusate, a lei hanno detto che non c'entra niente ed è colpa sua? Potrebbe essere anche solo la figlia, Cioè, Neanche soltanto perché lui è il genere acquisito. Bli 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 bli. Il moment di quegli occhi era bellissimo. Copyright permettendo. Ieri non l'ha messo, quindi oggi a meno che ci sia qualche musichina particolare, una certa, in teoria no. Perché la moneta non me la fai prendere? Sta qua. Maledetto.
I can use this packing tape to attach the hosepipe to the helmet.
Ok, con lo scotch l'ha attaccato. E voglio andare fuori.
I'd really rather not.
Ma come no?
Well, I have a diving helmet and a way to get air into it, but unfortunately it won't fit over my face. I need a way to extend the front of it. Ideally, a way which will still allow me to see.
E come lo allarghiamo, mo?
No, I don't think... I'd really rather... This seems unlikely to be a...
E come lo allarghiamo, mo?
I'm really not sure what the plan is here.
L'allero.
How marvelous! A pipe organ inside a submarine.
Well, I'm sure I...
Non c'è la canzone che dobbiamo suonare?
Well then, Frumple, we know the tune you need to play.
Oh, very well,
Okay.
if you insist. Let's see now.
Quindi Frumble la sa grande. Finalmente è servito. Ecco, mo questa magari è in copyright.
Good grief, a piece of paper shot out of the pipe when you played that last note.
Thought it sounded a bit off.
Nota.
Let's take a look at this. It says, where we met, where we got engaged, where we married, where Constance was born. I'm not sure this is
Hanno
a
fatto
great
tutto
deal,
lì,
but it must
praticamente.
connect to this safe somehow.
Dobbiamo chiedere a Constance dove si sono conosciuti, dove è nata, eccetera, eccetera.
Perhaps we could discuss your family.
Storia di
Do you
famiglia.
know much about how your parents met or where they were married?
Not a great deal, I'm afraid. I know they met on one of my father's expeditions in Africa, but not much beyond that.
Quella in
What
Egitto?
about their wedding or your own birth?
I can't help you, Lord Winklebottom. They moved around so much, you see, and had so many stories. You know, I'm not even sure where I was born. Is that strange?
Thank you, miss. Farewell,
Quindi
Miss
lei non
Gilfrey.
ce lo può dire. Ha conosciuto Gilfrey in Africa. Ethelberta Gilfrey. C'è la foto in Egitto. Vediamo un attimo la foto dell'Egitto.
A photograph from one of Gilfrey's expeditions.
Chap suddenly got around a bit, didn't he?
Però non dice niente del fatto che è Egitto. Comunque la cassaforte dovrebbe stare qua dietro.
There is apparently a safe behind this painting, but I can't see any way to get to it. The painting is fastened solidly to the wall.
Gotta be some way to get it open somewhere around here.
Ci deve essere un modo per aprirla qui da qualche parte.
A collection of gramophone.
Oh look, they have Sands of the Sea featuring periwinkle flange and...
I think...
Un modo per aprirla da qualche
Now, let us have a look in
parte.
here.
Oh, just some paper.
Not inherently so, but in this case, yes. They don't seem to be of any great interest. Although it does seem...
Best way, in my opinion, gets it out of the way. I much...
One would hope that you at least...
Questo l'ho detto già ieri.
Ah, look at him here. The pride of the Admiral.
Questo l'abbiamo detto. Foto del matrimonio, vediamo bene.
Ah, look at this. It's Gilfrey and Ethelbert on their wedding day. A splendid time was had by all, I can assure you, Frumple. Such a tragedy
dove si sono
Ethelbert
sposati?
passed away so young.
Yes, terrible business. Just terrible.
Terrible business.
We may be able to make use of this wedding
Eh
photograph.
sì.
Careful, old thing. You're getting nearly as bad as that pilfering pelican.
Foto del
A photograph
matrimonio.
of Gilfrey and Ethelbert are getting married.
E non la possiamo
La
utilizzare in
fotografia
qualche modo? Non so a chi
Well, goodbye
chiedere.
for now.
God be with
Thank you, Miss.
Non saprei a chi chiedere del matrimonio. Ah, capra?
Thank you, Miss. I'm really not sure what the plan is here.
Se qualcuno ci sa dire dove è stato il matrimonio.
Thank you, Ambrose. I'm really not sure what the plan.
Questo sta ancora a dormire.
No, I don't. Madam,
Edelberta.
you knew Ethelbert.
Oh,
quite
questa è
well, I
un'amica di
believe.
Edelberta.
yes.
Vediamo se sa dove si sono
She was a
sposati.
dear, dear friend to me.
I wonder, do you know anything about the circumstances of their matrimony?
Alas, I was unable to
Matrimonio,
attend their
si dice.
wedding as I was on a 2-year-long spiritual retreat. I left shortly after their engagement. I'm not even sure where they wed in the end.
E gliel'hai
They traveled
chiesto,
the globe
cioè in tanti
together,
anni di
so it
amicizia
could
non gli hai
have
chiesto
been
dove siete
anywhere.
Do you know
sposati.
where they were when they got engaged?
Oh, indeed I do. It was on one of their
Sud
expeditions
America.
somewhere in South America. She was so excited. Such a sad end. If I take one comfort from all this, it's that at least they are together again, and on a very great new adventure.
Quindi in Sud America.
Thank you for your time, madam.
Si sono fidanzati in Sud America. Quindi il tutto è successo in Sud America, giusto? E questo come ci porta a trovare una soluzione, mo? Il suo becco.
I have reason to believe you might have accidentally placed a quantity of coins into your bill.
Oh, my word! However did these get here? Well, perhaps you should take them, darling, and let us not make any further mention of it.
Ugh, they're all wet. Here, Frumple, you're more used to bodily fluids than I. You keep these, and I'll just take the one we
Schifo.
Oh, charming.
Furto.
need. It seems to me, Dame, that you're making something of a habit of purloining items that don't belong to you.
E sarà
You're a damn
cleptomane.
thief.
Oh, darling, it's true, it's true. I just can't help myself.
Mica una gazza ladra.
So many pretty, shiny things. They'd be happier with me, don't you think? I'm doing it for them.
I see. It's really not acceptable behaviour, though.
Everybody's allowed one dirty little habit, aren't they, darlings? It's such a little thing, really. They made such a fuss about it.
They?
The theatre owners said I'd ruined the play. It was the meerkats of Venice. Well, how was I to know they needed all 3 of those silly boxes? I left them one, but the others were so sparkly. I just had to have them, darlings. I had to.
You mean you stole props in the middle of the play? I take it they fired you.
Yes, darling. They replaced me. Replaced me.
È un po' cleptomane
And it
davvero.
was all hush hush, of course, but I didn't work in theatre again. These days I'm lucky to get booked for a cabaret night at the Darby and Joan Club.
Most distressing, I'm sure.
To think my career would meet such an ignoble end. Oh, darlings, you should have seen me in my prime. I did all the great
Waiting for Doggo.
Shakespeare, the primates of Penzance, waiting for Doggo. Oh, I was marvelous, darlings, simply marvelous.
Simply marvelous.
Farewell, Dame Celia.
Pensa che Geoffrey volesse svelare uno dei suoi segreti, il fatto che è cleptomane. Quindi questo ci ha detto che in Sud America hanno intralazzato. E questo biglietto dice il posto in cui hanno intralazzato.
Where we met, where we got engaged, where we married, where Constance was born.
C'è qualcosa che abbia a che fare col Sud America? Al di fuori di qua.
You know, Frumple, I'm not sure we have all the information we need. Ah, this chap is Lord Malcolm Schmidt. I've met him.
Looks mo.
Dobbiamo capire come aprire qua. Quindi, il Sud America. Prima di tutto abbiamo la monetina, che possiamo utilizzare qua.
I'll just pop this in here and...
It's working. It's working. Let me see that
Mazza
it
quanto è
all.
zozzo.
I say, there's a nude fellow in a bath. You know, he looks somewhat familiar.
Ma come?
Well, I'll be jiggered.
I think perhaps we should endeavour to never watch that again. Ever.
Yes, quite so, old thing. Quite so.
Ma quindi è un finto prete o prima faceva un'altra vita? Ha un passato inquietante. Il reverendo Simone. Succedono cose inaspettate.
This trunk is full of various knickknacks, trinkets, old tools and so on.
E niente, mo andiamo a parlare con il reverendo e diciamo guarda che t'abbiamo sgamato, chi cocò. Il vostro passato.
Ah, Reverend, there's something rather delicate I wish to discuss with you. Quiet, Frumple.
What is it, my son?
Well, that is to say...
You were in a dirty movie.
Ah, bugger. I just knew it had come out at some point.
You don't deny it.
Would that I could, but no. I feared Gilfrey had discovered my secret. I suppose that's why we're all here. So he can reveal the
Quindi
terrible
praticamente erano
truths to the world.
tutti
Surely not.
che nascondevano
Gilfrey wouldn't do something like
qualcosa.
And why shouldn't he? Maybe he felt that it was the right thing to do, or maybe he was going to ask for money to keep my secret. In any event, perhaps I should be punished for my sordid past. I needed the money, you see. I was young and foolish.
The old church roof again. Couldn't you run a tombola or something?
I hadn't taken up the cloth then, you understand. In fact, in many regards, this is my way of atoning for that sin.
Well, don't worry, Reverend, your secret is safe with us.
Oh, is it? That's a shame. It's a blasted funny story.
È una storia dannatamente divertente. C'è un peccato tenerlo tra di noi.
Well, goodbye for now,
Quindi
Reverend.
praticamente lui ha chiamato tutta sta gente che poteva minacciare e li ha fatti venire qui tutti insieme. Quindi tutti hanno motivo per ammazzarlo perché praticamente lui sapeva i cazzi di tutti de base. Quindi adesso come facciamo a sapere come aprire questo? Come aprire questo? Il Sud America. Non so se devo dire alla figlia, guarda che so che i tuoi si sono sposati in Sud America. Gli altarini stanno a venire a galla, sì.
Thank you, Mr.
No,
well.
non dice niente. Non dice
Thank you, sir.
niente. Sta cosa del Sud America non lo so. Qua il pontile deve allargare la maschera. Come l'allarga la maschera? Non ho assolutamente niente per allargare la maschera, no? Questo non dice nulla.
Thank you, Mr. Spe.
Prima usa il gong. Mo che quella ci sente. Che ne so, questa mo ci sente. Non gli frega
well,
niente.
Madam, thank you for your time.
Quindi sappiamo la maggior parte delle persone il tipo di minacce che avevano, insomma, da parte del padrone di casa. Però, ad esempio, di lui non sappiamo che cosa nascondeva.
Thank you, Amber.
Questo sta ancora a dormire.
Well, he seems dead to the
Poor fellow is knack.
E quindi? Che possiamo fare? Sud America, Sud America.
photographs from some of Gilfrey's.
Chap certainly got around a bit, didn't
Però non dicono niente del Sud America. Le monete non ci sono più, attenzione.
I say, weren't there some old coins here before?
I'll say they were. Some ruddy bounder has made off with the lot.
Sono sparite le monete.
Nothing under the case.
Damn cheek of somebody getting hold of them before you.
Ah, le monete che aveva in teoria... Ah, sono quelle che ha preso la cleptomane. Tutte sbavate. Quindi le ha prese da qui. Quindi si è spostata. Ok.
This must be a
Look at her.
Mo me la fa prendere la foto perché è Constance da piccola.
Maybe this might help with finding the information we need.
Quindi abbiamo preso una foto del matrimonio, una foto della neonata,
Where we met,
dove ci
where we
conoscemmo,
engaged,
dove ci
where we
fidanzammo,
married,
dove
where
ci
Constance
sposammo e
was
dove
born.
nacque Constance. Forse sono 4 luoghi diversi per aprire la scatola.
A photograph of Gilfrey.
C'è un'altra foto da qualche parte loro?
Where we met,
Dove ci
where we
conoscemmo, dove ci
engaged,
fidanzammo,
where we
dove ci
married.
sposammo, dove nacque Constance. Noi abbiamo trovato sposare e la neonata. Non ci sono altre foto però, non mi sembra. Questi così piccolini di foto, diciamo. Nelle tasche qua
He
abbiamo
doesn't have
visto.
anything else on him. I think we've learned all we can from the poor chap.
Quindi da Gilfrey non possiamo sapere altro.
Poor Gilfrey. How
La foto dell'Egitto non la prende, non mi pare. Anche perché non c'è lei. Dice dove ci conoscemmo, comunque ci dovrebbe già essere la moglie, eccola questa. Ed Alberta. C'è solo lui.
a photograph from one of
Chap certainly got around a bit.
Poi non so se devono essere tipo tutte così quadrate, capito? Cioè rettangolari. Nella soffitta, oltre a vedere il passato del reverendo, non mi pare ci sia altro, perché qua abbiamo visto.
This trunk is full of various knickknacks.
Quindi lì abbiamo scoperto gli altarini. In cucina non mi pare ci siano foto. Lei non dice altro.
Thank you, Miss Clutter.
E di sotto pure non mi pare ci siano foto.
I suppose now we know why this salt is down here. Question is, who brought it here and to what
Per
end?
ammazzare
Oh,
cose.
that's easy. It was the killer.
Esatto.
And
Ma
they
si era
caused it
capito
to
già
poison
prima.
Gilfrey.
Very insightful, Frumple. Thank you.
Però chi è stato?
This system must feed water into the rest of the house. The taps, Gilfrey's pipe.
Allora, l'ho riattivato. Il fatto che l'ho riattivato adesso, che cambia? Sarà cambiato qualcosa, mo che è riattivato? Qua no.
This tube is part of the network of pipes Gilfrey used to get around the house.
Ingenious system, mind you.
Quindi no, in verità non è cambiato.
I really am awful.
No, non volevo la valvola che però non vede. Averlo riattivato a cosa ci porta? Mi sa niente. No?
Ah, look at him here, the pride of the Admiralty.
Questa è rettangolare ma non me la fa prendere.
Ah, look at him here, the... I say, look at this old boy. It's Gilfrey and I. Join us.
Not for me. Couldn't abide school.
Boh.
You know, Frumple, I'm not sure we have all the information.
Non lo so. Non lo so come aprire questa. Forse qua dentro poi c'è la mappa da usare nella foresta.
A map of the island.
A map of the island. Questo come lo allarghiamo? Non ho la minima idea di come possa allargare quello. Questo mo è attivo.
This tube is part of the network of pipes Gilfrey used.
Ingenious.
Quello mo è attivo.
I don't really think this type...
Lo scafandro non lo prende. Soffiandoci. Boh. Come cacchio lo allarghiamo quello? C'è il vaso, però. Parlava del fatto che lui ci può mettere il muso qua.
Maybe I'll take this vase.
Ok.
Why? Want to stick your head in it again to get the last bits of stalk out of it?
Ottimo. Meno male si è ricordata ieri sta cosa del vaso.
A bit more back and tape in this helmet should now fit over my snout.
Ma come l'ha incollato? Si attacca proprio preciso? Vabbè, l'importante è che funziona, dai. Ce l'abbiamo fatta. Quindi adesso in teoria posso uscire fuori a parlare col polpo. Salva. E qua. E siamo pronti.
Well, I've modified this helmet to be suitable for a giraffe, so it's time to head out.
Non facciamoci domande,
Frumple,
esatto.
you can close the airlock behind me, and I'll attach the hose to the vessel's air supply.
The hose that's held in place with packing tape, that hose, not that it matters. That vase will probably drop off the front before the hose
Infatti.
detaches.
I'm really starting to feel that you have no confidence in my abilities.
No, I'm sure everything will be fine. I'm just saying it's a good job I know the kiss of life, that's all.
Right, here we go then.
Ma poi ci passa la giraffa sempre da sto buco, eh. Ah, ci metti solo la capoccia fuori, ok. Quindi adesso posso parlare col polpo. Salve.
How do you do, good sir? And how are you this fine day?
Hello! None too clever, truth be told. Got myself stuck in this blasted wire. All tangled up down the old tentacles, don't you know?
I say, how absolutely ghastly for you.
Dobbiamo salvarti. Sottomarino.
I'd say this submarine is really quite a splendid vessel, isn't it?
Well, not exactly my kettle of fish, you know, but I suppose for you land dwellers it's a useful contraption.
Posso aiutare?
I
Posso
say, you
aiutarla?
need to help detangle you from that stuff. Might be a bit tricky for me down here, mind.
Oh, that would be most splendid. Thank you kindly. I'll just pop up to the service when we're done here, then.
Goodbye for now, old thing. I'll see you back topside, as they say.
Thanks, old boy. Much appreciated, I'm sure.
Come lo aiutiamo mo a questo? Ah, no, ok. Quindi lui va in superficie, io cerco di districarlo da sopra. Ok, non da qui perché non ci arrivo. Vabbè, allora torna dentro. Allora, coltello, no, sul polpo magari.
Let's have a look now. Oh, this will come off easily if I just cut it into a few pieces.
Careful you don't prod him too hard. I had an octopus for a patient once. Tried to give him a reflex test by hitting one of his tentacles with a hammer, and he squirted his filthy ink all over me.
I can hear you, you know.
Right, that's done the trick.
Oh, abbiamo aiutato il polipo. Filo.
I say, what is this wire stuff anyway?
Nobody really knows. You find it sometimes under the water. Not a blessed clue where it came from or what it's made from, but it's almost
Sarà
invisible.
nylon.
You don't know it's there until it's too late. It must be animal made, but I can't imagine its purpose.
Pesca. Siete libero.
Well, you seem to be free now, old chap.
Thanks awfully. I'll be toddling off then. Blasted nuisance. I don't normally come this close to shore, but I was trying to keep away from a ship out at sea. Blasted thing nearly ran into me. Going like the clappers it was, trying to get through that storm.
How peculiar. Did you recognize the ship?
No, never seen it before. These waters are usually so quiet. They seemed very keen to get here, but I don't think they managed it there. The storm was too severe. They're still out there off the coast now, as if they're waiting for something.
All seems a bit odd to me. What knows what anyone want with this desolate little place?
Goodbye.
Well, farewell then.
Goodbye, old chap. Thanks awfully for the help.
Va bene, quindi adesso abbiamo il filo sottile trasparente. Abbiamo fatto una buona azione e abbiamo il filo sottile trasparente. Ottimo. Che ci famo non lo so, però ottimo. Filo sottile trasparente. Boh. Si sarà svegliato il piccione in tutto questo? Nada.
Thank you, Mr.
Non si sveglia il piccione.
Thank you, Amber.
Quindi a che è servito tutto ciò? A sapere che quell'affare andava di corsa e a fregare il filo trasparente? Piccione in piccione magari, così magari ci diceva qualcosa, ma fa ninna.
No. I'm really not sure what the... Thank you, Miss Clutt.
Boh. Come famo? Vediamo un po' che dice lui, va?
Any ideas, old thing?
There are still a few gaps in the old notebook. Maybe we need to talk to people some more, figure out possible motives.
Quindi manca parlare con qualcuno di qualcosa. Ecco chi. Damacelia non dice altro.
Farewell, then.
Madame Lavinia
Madam,
non dice altro.
thank you for your time, madam.
La capra non dice altro. La rana fuori non dice altro. Il cameriere qua, il maggiordomo non dice altro. Il piccione sta a dormire. Riguardo l'incidente, attenzione.
Reverend, could we talk about the incident?
Che stava facendo ieri?
I wonder if we could discuss what you were doing last night.
Why? Whatever do you mean?
Well, we found your prayer book on the stairs to the attic. The same attic where Ambrose disturbed someone, got himself shut in.
You can't think I would do such a thing. I'm an animal of God, Winklebottom. I would never.
And yet, we found something up there that was of great interest to you, as you know.
All right, I admit I was trying to find that wretched machine. I thought I could destroy it and save my good name, but I heard somebody coming up the hall stairs, so I darted out of there and hid in the study. I suppose I dropped my book then.
So you never actually went into the attic?
No, I swear I didn't. And I certainly didn't harm poor Aristotle.
Thank you, Reverend. That'll be all for now. Well, goodbye for now, Reverend.
God be with you, my son.
Great Detective. Abbiamo trovato le motivazioni per ogni personaggio, quindi tutte le motivazioni che potevano avere i personaggi per voler uccidere il padrone di casa. Credeva che Gilfrey potesse ricattarlo.
Hold on a moment, Frumple. Let's take stock. I'm rather afraid we're not getting anywhere with this investigation.
Does seem like a bit of a tricky one even for you. We have plenty of suspects, but little proof.
Quite. We seem to have got everything we can out of interrogating people. We're still no closer to knowing who did it. It's so infuriating.
Pity old Gilfrey didn't let you know in advance what his plans were. Might have given us a clue as to why someone was so intent on stopping him.
We just lost touch over the years. He was busy with research, me with my work, and now it's too late. I should have made more of an effort.
Steady on, old chap, you weren't to know. That's just how life is sometimes.
I just need to solve this case. Catch the fiend who murdered my friend.
I say, what if we could get the Rotter to expose themselves somehow?
Yes, but how? Oh, but wait a moment. Yes, it could just work. Madame Lavinia, she's the key. If she could summon Gilfrey's spirit, he could name the murderer.
Well, I don't want to burst your bubble, old thing, but, well, that's a load of old tosh, isn't it? There's no such thing as ghosts and spirits. Honestly, Winklebottom, you confound me at times.
Of course we know it's nonsense, but the killer may not. If we can make it look authentic, a seance might cause the killer to reveal himself.
Questa è una cosa tipica anche di altri gialli che ho
So all we
visto.
have to do is fake a seance and wait for the killer to react. Genius. Or insanity. Honestly, I'm not sure which.
Perhaps both, my friend. Right, we should talk to our friendly medium about this.
La finta seduta spiritica tipica proprio. Ok, quindi diciamo a Chiccacocca, fammo sta finta seduta spiritica.
Madam?
Una seduta spiritica.
Madam, we may have a need of your, talents to help us solve this case.
My talents? Whatever can you mean, Lord Winklebottom?
Witchcraft. Voodoo. Whatever it is you call it. You know, having a chinwag with fellows who have kicked the bucket.
You really must have a wonderful bedside manner, Frumple, but as my candid colleague suggests, we wish to have discourse with the deceased.
You mean a seance? Oh, I don't know. They are difficult to perform. I'm not sure that I have the strength or the ability come to that.
Please, madam, you must. This may be our only chance to catch the killer. And I think you might be surprised by just how effective you are.
Very well, but I can't promise you'll get the answers you seek. We will need the others here to join paws with us. Let me know when you are ready.
Just so we know, what exactly will happen in this little shindig?
I will ask for 3 signs. First, a chill in the air, which will indicate a presence. Next, a ringing bell, so we know the spirit is here. Finally,
Per quello ho
a
acceso il fuoco?
burst of flame, as the spirit shows its power, so we know the connection is strong.
And that's all?
No, then the spirit must show itself to us. It will appear in the room.
Blimey, how are we going to arrange all that?
Ah, in teoria siamo pronti, quindi abbiamo fatto tutto? Bene. Ria Queensby, siamo pronti alla seduta spiritica?
Well, madam, we are ready to start the seance.
Very well. You gather the others, and I'll prepare.
È il tipico momento finta seduta spiritica, Queensby.
Firstly, if the spirits are here, we should feel a chill in the room. Spirits, come to us now.
If I open this by hoof, everybody will see me. I need a way to invisibly open it from a distance.
Ok.
Spirits seem to have left.
Quindi non siamo pronti. Filo trasparente sulla finestra.
Now I should be able to open this window from a
Ok,
distance.
così praticamente riusciamo a aprirla a distanza in modo che entrerà il freddo. Poi la campanella, in teoria dovremmo far suonare l'orologio. E il fuoco è già acceso, quindi non lo so se basta. Proviamo.
Madam? Well, madam, we are ready.
Very well.
Questi mo vengeranno qua 300 volte a fase 2 spiritica.
Firstly,
Mo si vede il
the
film.
spirits are here with... Good, good. Spirits, if you are with us, chime a bell
Ok, mo
so that we
l'orologio,
may
credo.
know. Oh.
I can't just wander over and start adjusting the clock now. Everybody would know.
Ah, sempre a distanza. Sempre col
The
filo?
spirits seem...
Che palle. Che palle. Il filo sull'orologio.
If I attach the wire to the hand, then run it around here.
Quindi il filo su questo, il filo su questo e l'altra cosa è il caldo, giusto? Il caldo ci metto la polvere da sparo.
This will make quite a flash if it hits.
Va bene, penso ci siamo.
Madam? Well, madam, we are ready.
Very well.
Very well.
Firstly, good, good. Spirits, if you are with us, chime a bell so that we may know.
E mo, in teoria, la polvere da sparo.
Good,
Ah, l'ha attaccata già,
good.
ok.
Spirits, show us your power.
Illuminata la stanza con il
Light
fuoco, ma
up this
esplode più
room
che
with
altro.
flame. Oh.
Right, we filled an envelope with gunpowder and placed it above the.
You know, this really isn't how I picture myself spending.
Devo attaccare questo qui.
The spirits
Che
seem...
palle.
No, I don't think this is right.
Non avevo capito che l'aveva attaccata lì.
I'll attach a bit of wire.
Ma
to
poi
this
l'ha
envelope.
attaccata con
That's all
sputo.
of the wire.
Ariecchi dice sì, siamo pronti.
Madam?
Stavolta davvero.
Well, madam, we are ready to.
Very well.
Spirits, spirits.
Firstly, the spirits are here.
Oh.
Good, good. Spirits, if you are with us, chime a bell so that we may know. Oh.
Oh. E mo esplodono e muoiono tutti.
Good, good. Spirits, show us your power. Light up this room with flame. Good, good. Now, spirits, manifest your physical form. Show yourselves to us.
Ah, mo mi manca questo. Ah. Come vi faccio a mostrare?
The spirits seem
Ah!
to have left us. We must try again another time.
Scusate, stavo bevendo. E mo come faccio a mostrare lo spirit? Spirit! Qualcosa nel tubo dell'acqua? Il cadavere, vero? Lo posso infilare nel tubo dell'acqua, diciamo. Spirits! Spirits! Ti posso mettere lì?
I think we've learned all we can from.
Ma sada no.
Part of Gilfrey's pipe network. This one must have allowed him.
Looks like great fun. We'll be better.
Che ci mettiamo per fare? Ah, lenzuola. Lenzuolo su. Famo il fantasma dove? Il lenzuolo lo mettiamo sul
I'm really
tubo.
not sure what the.
Il lenzuolo lo mettiamo sulla sfera di
I'm really not
cristallo. Il lenzuolo lo mettiamo sul
No,
sul
I don't think
dipinto. Sul camino. Mannaggia la troda. Oh.
I have reservation.
Dove lo metto il lenzuolo? Spirits! Spirits!
No, I don't think.
Non sullo scafandro.
This seems unlikely. No. I'm really not sure.
E se lo mettiamo qua?
I'm really not sure what the.
Ah. È il lenzuolo. E fin qui ci siamo arrivati. Però dove metti il lenzuolo?
I don't wish to ruin a perfectly good sheet.
Ok, io ho
but
fatto gli
Nicholas-
occhi.
No, I don't.
Dai, che così lo illumina, no?
Think this seems unlikely. I'm really not sure what. I'd really rather.
Però dove lo metto?
This seems unlikely. I don't really think this.
Sull'amico mio, su Fumble. Lo metto su Fumble il lenzuolo, non so. Che dite? Lo mettiamo su Fumble? Spirits! Spirits!
Madam? Well, madam, we are ready.
Very well.
Lenzuolo su Fumble.
Firstly. Oh. Good. Good. Spirits. Oh.
È perché lo spirito, no?
Good. Good. Spirits. Show us your power. Light up this room with flame.
There's no point, there's no gunpowder left. There's no point.
No! Ma che rottura di coglioni!
We can't leave
The spirits.
Vabbè, però non si può. Mo mi tocca riandare a boost, riandare a polvere da sparo. Ma che rottura di palle! Lo posso dire che rottura di palle?
Let's take one of these.
Let's take.
This both fits me and
E niente, momento allungabrodo. Sì, momento allungabrodo, immancabili. Spirits.
I'm going to take a small quantity of.
Blimey, I'm going to keep in dis.
Allora, mo rifam, però salvo prima di farlo. Così se sbaglio ricarico. Hashtag spirits. Salva. Allora, questa qua.
This will make quite a flat.
Cavo
Let's
allentato.
reattach this.
Riattaccalo. Ok, va bene. Siamo pronti, spirits.
Madam?
Oh, guarda se non basta.
Well, madam, we are ready.
Very well. Firstly. Oh.
Sto odiando sta seduta spiritica.
Good. Good. Spirits, if you are with us, chime a bell so that we may know. Oh. Good. Good. power. Light up this room with flame. Oh.
Pronta con lenzuola.
Good, good. Now, spirits, manifest your physical form. Show yourselves to us.
Now, Frumble, it's your turn.
Ok, meno male.
I mean, woo. I'm
Ooh.
a scary ghost, woo.
Aspetta, fammi salvare perché... No, non mi fa salvare, che palle.
Good, good. It worked. The spirits are here. Tell us, spirit, do you have a message for us?
Oh, yes, I'll say.
And what is the message?
Well, I'm jolly cross about being killed and all that, and I'll tell you all who the blessed rotter is if they don't own up right this instant. And I'll probably haunt them for all time, too.
Does anybody in the circle wish to respond to the spirit?
Oh, go on.
Oh, non tutti insieme.
Oh, well, I suppose I'll be off then. Goodbye.
Oh well, I suppose we are finished here. It seems the spirits were unable to help us. Such a pity.
Such
I
a
really
pity.
felt like there was a presence manifesting this time.
Attenzione che a furia di invocare gli spiriti abbiamo invocato lo spirito della
As I say, we
moglie.
did our best. I must say I'm rather at a loss to know what to do now. If only the sounds had achieved something.
Forse qualche effetto l'ha avuto. Happy medium. Successfully fake a sense. Ok, non mi fa salvare. Vabbè, questo gioco ha deciso che non mi fa più salvare, vabbè. Non mi fa più salvare, signori, non lo so perché. Andiamo a vedere che è successo alla cripta. Mo sì, no ma. Salviamo qua. Allora, vediamo se Constance dice qualcosa. Non hai visto niente,
Farewell,
te,
Miss
Sei sicura? Non vedi che è tutto luminoso, Constance?
Good grief, what the dickens is that?
Winklebottom, I don't like this. No, not one bit.
Steady on, old thing. It seems harmless. I wonder, could Madame Lavinia's seance have actually worked?
No, this is wrong, blasted. Unholy. I want no part of this.
I wonder, though, this is Ethelberta's grave. Could it possibly be?
La tomba di Ethelberta? Spirit? Spirit?
Greetings, madam?
No longer here.
Vedi che ha funzionato allora.
I shall be doing my best to wipe this horror from my own memory, that's for sure.
Siete un fantasma?
You, I take it, are a ghost? A spirit? Of Ethelberta?
I remember Ethelberta. Nothing new.
Seems like we might need to jog her memory if we're to get any sense from her.
I remember a flash, a child. Then I was blown here on the wind.
Typical. She missed out my bit.
Well
Vabbè,
then,
le
madam,
ricordiamo le
thank
cose
you for
con le
your time.
foto.
Not much time now. I remember home. Who else should I remember?
Tiè, guarda la foto del matrimonio.
Perhaps you remember this.
My dear Aristotle. How could I forget?
A New York si sono sposati,
in
eh?
New York.
Avevamo visto la pecetta di New York, l'avevo cliccata. Si sono sposati a New York. Dov'è nata questa?
Perhaps you remember this?
Sweet Constance. How could I forget?
A Parigi. Sono tutte le pecette che abbiamo visto. È solo l'ordine che non sapevo allora.
I do believe we now have the information we need to crack the code.
Quindi ce l'avevamo già. L'unico problema era l'ordine. Quindi è stato inutile risvegliare Etelberta. Forse si poteva fare uguale. Però va bene. Ciao Etelberta.
Well,
Goodbye.
then, madam.
Not much time.
Goodbye. Ah, se vuoi parlare con tua madre, sta là. No, vabbè, sti cazzi, non glielo dimo. Va bene. Va bene, Delberta.
Where we met, where we got engaged, where we married, where Constance was born.
In verità ci manca uno. Australia. Forse si sono conosciuti in Australia. Poi in Sud America si sono fidanzati. Poi si sono sposati a New York. E la figlia è nata a Parigi. Quindi abbiamo detto, si sono conosciuti in Australia. Si sono fidanzati l'ho detto 3 secondi fa. L'ho scordato. Sono conosciuti in Australia, sono in Sud America. Si sono sposati a New York. E la figlia è nata a Parigi. E porca vacca. Perché no? Cosa ho sbagliato? New York, Australia, Parigi.
Trinkets, old tools and so on. I can't take all of it. Maybe if there's something specific I needed.
Di sicuro in Africa, non c'è l'Africa qua. In Africa c'è sta l'immagine di lui. C'è solo lui in Africa.
This trunk is full of various
New York,
knickknacks,
Australia,
trinkets, old
Parigi.
tools and so on. I can't take all of it. Maybe if there's something specific I needed.
In Africa nella spedizione c'è lui, non c'è sta lei. Ah no, c'hai ragione tu. Quindi ha conosciuto Gilfrey in Africa, sono fidanzati in Sud America, sono sposati a New York, ha partorito Constance a Parigi. Africa, Sud America, New York, Parigi. Hai ragione te. Africa, Sud America, Nord America, Europa.
By Jove, I think we've done it.
Oh, finally. Aprendo quello si apre questo. C'è un teschio.
Well, well, what do we have here?
Maybe now we'll find out what was going to happen here.
Documenti.
Well then, let's see what we have here.
I say, that skull is a bit strange. Never seen anything quite like it. Close to a primate skull, but not any species I
Non
know.
conoscono gli
There are
umani.
papers in here too. This must be what Price was looking for. Let's take a look.
Well, what have you found?
I'm afraid that a lot of the technical mumbo-jumbo is rather beyond me, but it would appear that this skull is the key to it all. He discovered it on one of his expeditions and has done a lot of
Ha
work
scoperto gli
analysing
umani,
it.
quindi.
And he was planning to announce this discovery to the world.
Apparently so, but I'm not clear on why he thought it so important. I think he wanted help with the announcement or guidance maybe. Hence inviting religious and spiritual representatives, a journalist, a popular entertainer, all people who could help him get a message out.
And we're rather popular public figures too, of course. But look, Winklebottom, I'm sure this is all very interesting, but it doesn't help us with the question of who bumped off the poor chap.
You're quite right, as always, Frumple. I think perhaps we need to talk to all the suspects at once and solve this crime once and for all.
You don't mean...
Yes, Frumple, let's gather the suspects
tipico.
together in the drawing room.
Oh, I do enjoy this part.
Come mi piace questa parte. Ma non può essere già la fine, dobbiamo ancora andare nella foresta e al faro.
As you all know, my good friend Admiral Gilfrey died last night. After investigating his death, myself and Dr. Frumple have determined that it was no accident. Somebody wanted Gilfrey silenced, and they
Da
wanted
usare
it
il
so badly
sale.
that they'd resorted to murder.
And what's more, that person is in the room with us
Ba ba
right
ba.
now.
Yes, I think that was rather implied, Frumple. Now, all of you were invited here by Gilfrey, and several of you had ideas why that was so. All of you were wrong. Now, to recap. Yesterday, guests started arriving here. At some point, we don't know when, somebody dumped a large quantity of salt into Gilfrey's water supply, an action that ultimately led to his death.
Rotten way to go.
Ed è morta anche
Now,
la
as well as
lumaca.
killing Gilfrey, it seems the criminal was also looking for something. They were searching the attic when they were disturbed by Ambrose, the butler. They ran and locked him in order to escape without anybody sounding the alarm. They escaped the house, briefly dropping the key to the cellar, which they'd also locked to hide their crime. Something must have gone wrong though, as we know that nobody is missing, so they presumably returned here after failing to escape the island.
Well, go on then. Who was it?
Well, Frumple, that's the interesting question. I'm afraid that right now I don't know the answer. But let us examine the facts and discuss the subjects one at a time. Reverend Peabody. We know that you went up to the attic at one point, and we also know what you have been looking for up there. You have a secret, and you were terrified Gilfrey would reveal it.
But you can't mean... I didn't.
No, I think not. So what about Beryl? You've worked for Gilfrey for years, but felt hurt that he didn't reciprocate the feelings you had for him. Perhaps you finally snapped and decided that if you couldn't have him, nobody could.
Oh! Oh, my lord! I never...
No? Well then, let's turn to Sir Winslet. You believe that Gilfrey didn't approve of you. In point of fact, you were wrong about that, and the reason you're here is that he valued you as a journalist and wanted you to help with his announcement.
Oh, I see.
Plus, of course, there's the matter of the inheritance. You are not a rich cat, but Constance is now a very wealthy lady. With the supposed impediment to your union out of the way, your money woes are over.
Bellissimi gli
Now,
occhi.
come on, old thing, be serious.
Very well, let's move on. To Dame Celia. With the narcissism typical of members of the acting profession, you actually believe that Gilfrey invited everybody here to reveal your closely guarded secret. Is this enough of a reason for you to kill?
Will you stop going on about my bill, young man? There's nothing in it.
Stupid bat left the trumpet in the other room.
Well, no matter. We still have other suspects, such as Madame Lavinia.
Oh, no, you can't suspect me.
And why not? You believe, incorrectly as it turns out, that you are a fraud. Gilfrey, a rational chap, might want to expose this to the world. Maybe fearing this, you took matters into your own hooves.
But
I'm not finished yet. We still have Miss Price to consider.
Of course, you'd forget about me until the end.
You worked with Gilfrey, helped him with his research. Maybe you feared he would take all the credit for your work. After all, he took your notes and papers. Perhaps a lifetime of being underappreciated boiled over and you did away with him.
Perhaps. Is that what you really think, Mr. Winklebottom?
No, probably not. However, that is just about everybody, except for Mr. Spode here. I suppose there could be something
ha
we
saltato
don't
anche
know
la
about
figlia,
Gilfrey's
vedo.
legal matters that could give you a motive.
Could be, old boy, but there isn't.
No, Spode has been Gilfrey's solicitor for years. Hard to imagine him suddenly developing a sudden desire to murder him.
So what now?
E la figlia non
Who
la
did it?
calcola?
Who's the killer? I'll tell you. Right now, the killer. The killer is... I don't know. Blast, I was rather hoping they might be gracious enough to expose themselves at this point.
Oh, bugger. So what now? More questioning?
Well,
Actually, sir, if you don't mind...
Oh, è arrivato il
I have a question
piccione.
for you.
Culver, glad to see you back in the land of the living. What is it?
Well, sir, I was just wondering why you keep referring to this fellow as Spode.
Because that's who he is, Spode of Spode and Flabbernacle Solicitors.
No, he isn't. Look, sir, I spend a lot of time in court giving evidence and what have you. I know Spode. Both of them.
Un intruso.
This chap isn't him.
Damn your eyes. Price, follow me now.
Good night, everyone.
Damn it, the lights are out. Somebody, stop them.
Ma Dottor Price quindi è la cosa. Atto 3, dei e mostri. Quindi è la
Quickly,
cosa.
Frumple, hurry, we mustn't lose track of them.
Easy for you to say with those whacking great stilts you call legs. Now where have the buggers got to?
This way, they're heading off in the direction of the forest.
Now where do we go?
I'm sure they came in here. We can't be far behind them, but which way did they go? There must be some clue.
Dicevo, non mi fa salvare niente. Dicevo, la dottoressa, quindi la camaleonte. Momento shock. Non ho indizi.
No, we've...
Li abbiamo persi. E che devo fare? Come faccio?
A rather mysterious skull from a species unknown to us. The papers we discovered in Gilfrey's safe.
Ma non ho indizi, come li trovo? Boh.
No.
Come li trovo secondo questi, scusate? Non c'è niente a terra che dici li posso trovare?
No.
No.
No, I don't...
Non lo so dove siano, ma così... boh.
No, we've lost...
Boh, da cosa si capisce? Io non vedo differenze. Non vedo modo di trovarli. Questa sorta di pallina qua. Vero? Cioè, più o meno quello, no? Dovrebbe essere.
Finally, away
Oh.
through this wretched forest.
Ok, erano queste nuvolette.
Crumple, look. What's
Carino
that
qua.
coming through the mist?
Il mostro che ha visto il cane.
I say, I don't much care for that thing. What on earth is it?
My
È un
God,
essere
Crumple.
umano. Senza peli, aveva
Abomination.
detto. È un essere umano.
He's making a run for it.
After him, he may lead us to Price and our imposter, Spode. Ugh, I'm all covered in dried twigs and leaves from the forest. No sign of that creature, or Price or Spode, but they must surely have come this way.
They must be inside this lighthouse. We've got them trapped.
Ok. Porta della cantina.
The doors are locked tight with a padlock.
We'll have to get it open somehow. We have to find them.
We have to find them.
It's locked. Damn it.
Sneaky buggers. Let's find another way in.
Allora, piede di porco con lucchetto.
It's no good. The padlock is too strong to
Addirittura.
prise it with the crowbar.
Neanche con i piedi di porco. Ci credo.
I'm not really inclined to start waving a crowbar. I'm not really inclined to start This is locked tight. I can't get it off.
Remember how the limehouse lizards cracked open that safe containing the Duchess's pearls? We could do the same. Blast the blasted thing off.
Problem is, I don't have anything to blast it open with.
Here, I still have some of that gunpowder we took from the caves. Thought I'd grab some extra just in case.
Prima aveva paura
You
di
can have the rest of
prenderlo.
the contents in my pockets too, in case it's of any use.
Allora, quindi hai un po' di polvere da sparo.
Right, I'm going to pour this gunpowder into the padlock.
Come l'accendo? È spenta la lampada a petrolio. Ramoscelli? Accendiamo il fuoco?
I can probably use these to start a fire, but I'll get my hooves blown off if I ignite the gunpowder directly. I need
Una
a fuse.
miccia. Una miccia con ago e filo.
I'll place some of the thread from this sewing kit into the lock and run it a
Ok.
safe distance.
Ehi, c'aveva proprio le cose che servivano per questo in tasca, Frumble.
I can generate a bit of heat with this tinder, but the fuse isn't lighting. I need to make it more flammable.
Più infiammabile. Cioè, sarà dell'olio qua, tipo?
Okay, I've soaked the fuse in the last
Bene.
grains of oil from this lantern. Now it should light.
Ottimo così. E accendiamo.
Okay, hopefully I can use
Le
these to generate a bit of a
coincidenze.
spark. Aha!
It's going. Stand back, old thing. Hooves over the old lugs, what?
Almost there now.
This is it. This is...
Beh. Lucchetto danneggiato.
The padlock is loose now, but I still can't prise it off with my bare hooves.
Allora, quindi adesso con il piede di porco. Vabbè, ho fatto niente. Mi aspettavo un minimo di esplosione. Boh.
That's it! The padlock is off.
Oh.
Finally, I can open this hatch.
Cioè, un ippopotamo poteva buttare la porta, secondo me, senza problemi, però va bene.
My God, Frumple, what is this place? Just what has been happening here?
Ma che è una scimmia? Stanno creando esseri umani? Sagoma imbavagliata.
I say, Winklebottom, who's this unfortunate figure?
Quickly, Frumple, we should get this gag out of his mouth. Right, old boy, soon have this out of your mouth.
Oh, thank you, sirs. I rather feared my number was up. What on earth is going on here?
That was rather going to be my question. May I ask with whom I have the pleasure of conversing?
Oh, how rude of me. My apologies. I am Ulysses Spode of Spode and Flabbernacle. At your service, sir.
I say, you're the fellow that toad chap is impersonating. Not that he tricked me for a second, you understand.
He tied me up just as I arrived at the island. Asked all
Quindi questo è lo
sorts of
spod
questions
originario.
about me and my client, Mr. Gilfrey. You know the Admiral?
Yes, indeed, and I'm afraid I have some rather sad news in that regard. However, right now we must urgently search his laboratory. We're really in an awful hurry.
Oh, be careful. There's something ghastly going on in here. Have you seen that thing? That creature, all hairless and pallid? Oh, never in all my days have I set eyes on such a thing.
We'll be careful, and we'll be back to set you free as soon as possible.
Oh, don't mind me, old thing. I'll just wait here until you're ready.
Mi fa ridere la scritta spod autentico. E niente, questo gioco oggi ha deciso non salvo. Tavolo.
Good grief, what macabre experiments have occurred down here?
This equipment looks like it can deliver a heck of a shock to the system.
Sì,
Might be
può
useful to kickstart a chap's
fare.
ticker.
Or start one up from scratch, perhaps?
Armadietto.
I say, a chap could probably hide in here if he or she wanted to.
The same thought had crossed my mind, old thing. Okay, ready? Aha!
Oh well, better look next time, eh?
Strani tubi.
What on earth are these things?
They're abhorrent, blasphemous creatures. Ugly blighters too.
I wonder, could these be related to that strange skull Gilfrey found?
Their noggins would seem to be about the right shape, though these poor chaps don't look like the healthiest specimens of whatever species they are.
That creature outside, though. Are these previous attempts to create that thing? Is that even possible?
Dashed if
Sta
I know.
ricreando gli
I can
esseri
help chaps
umani.
keep hold of life, but creating it from nothing? Fellows that did that would be a damn sight cleverer than me, that's for sure.
Well, this doesn't help us with our immediate concern in any case.
Sostanze chimiche.
Various chemicals and concoctions, a cure for what ails you?
Wouldn't go sipping those willy-nilly. Some nasty stuff there.
Il veleno per Cusco, il veleno fatto appositamente per Cusco. Sembra quello là, anche se doveva essere viola o rosa. Libri.
A book about something called DNA. Mean anything to you, Frumple?
Looks like biology, but nothing I was ever taught. If I don't know about it, it's likely to bunkum and balderdash.
Uscita. Ma Spode non dice altro?
We'll attend to untying Mr. Spode presently. Our immediate concern is finding Price and our imposter.
Porta.
Blast, it's locked. Spode and Price could be through here.
Bloody locked doors. Soon as we get back to London, I'm getting one of those skeleton keys that Charlie Weasel used for breaking into all those nightclubs.
What on earth?
Uh-oh.
Why has the light gone out? Ow! I say, what was that?
Ouch. Something bloody well stabbed me.
Gentlemen.
Price, what's going on here? And where is Spode?
Oh, Mr. Winklebottom. I'm sorry it had to come to this. Why did you have to start poking your noses into things that don't concern you? I just wanted to be left alone with my work, but you wouldn't let me, would you? The same as Gilfrey wouldn't let me.
I don't understand. Are you saying you killed Gilfrey?
I didn't, as it happens. But does it matter, really? He had to be stopped. He was going to tell the world about my discovery. Stop my experiments.
That creature.
It is not a creature. It is a human.
I say, a what?
A human. Homo sapiens, if you want its scientific name. Oh, you'd find them fascinating, Doctor. Before the world as we know it existed, they ruled the earth, you know, built great cities and fought terrible wars. They were like gods.
Sounds like you want to take their place. You're playing God.
I have recreated them. Just a tiny trace of biological matter on that skull was all I needed. From just that, I was able to create cells, and from cells, a whole body.
Took you a few goes, though, by the looks of it.
Nobody's perfect, Mr. Frumple. The mistakes were unfortunate, but an essential step in my work. And the final result, well, he is perfect.
I'm starting to see why Gilfrey wanted to stop you. It was you he was trying to get rid of, wasn't it? He wanted you off the island and your work stopped.
He didn't understand. Wanted to just tell the world about everything. They would have taken my creation from me. Lucky for me that others wanted the secret kept too.
The imposter, Spode.
He's their representative. He's just here to help get me and my work away from this place. His organisation is most insistent that this discovery is kept secret from the general public. They, at least, appreciate me.
It was him, wasn't it? He poisoned Gilfrey to keep him quiet.
No, sorry. That's enough. I've just been keeping you talking long enough for the poison to kick in. It should be well into your system by now. Can you feel it?
Oh, I'm feeling a bit peaky, old thing.
Me too, Frumple.
I'm sorry I had to do it. But you would have stopped me, wouldn't you? I have to get off the island with my work like we planned before the wretched storm ruined everything.
Wait, stop. Let's discuss this like civilized animals. It's not too late.
Sorry, Mr. Winklebottom. The boat should be here by now, and you've most kindly found the papers Gilfrey took from me. We've been searching high and low for these. And you've brought the skull, too, I see. I'll have those.
Wait, No.
Oh, e mo? Siamo avvelenati.
Frumple. Frumple, snap out of it.
I don't feel so good, old thing.
Quickly, we need to find an antidote. I need you, Dr. Frumple.
Ma che è tipo il pezzo dell'altra sera di quello dell'Egitto? Col serpente ci aveva avvelenati? Sostanze chimiche non ci sarà qualcosa?
Lots of pretty bottles. I wonder if any of these would help with my head. I'm feeling frightfully woozy right now. I say, I can't make head nor tail of these. The words just won't stay still.
Rude of them, honestly.
Quindi?
Frumple, look, it's a table.
Oh, maybe we could hold a nice dinner party. I'm rather hungry. Are you hungry?
Frumple, look, it's a table.
Si ripete anche. Spod, aiutaci.
Look at the funny wobbly monkey.
You really should stop your limbs from swaying like that, old thing. It's really most alarming.
Come on, old chaps. Snap out of it.
Spod, aiutaci, come facciamo?
Hello in there, would you like a nice cup of tea? I say, Frumple, these fellows are being most rude.
No manners, that's the problem today.
Ah, doctor, I need a doctor. Come on, old boy, you have to help. There are lots and lots and lots and oh, I'm repeating myself. The point is, there must be something we can do with all these chemicals.
Give me a moment, I need to think in my head. Ah, I know.
Well?
Well, I remember my school holidays in summer running through the grass. The colour of the leaves on the trees, everything was so happy then.
I'm not sure this is helpful.
It just popped into my head when I was thinking about how to make an antidote.
E quindi?
I hope this tastes better than it looks. No, it was worse. I don't know if I'm doing this right. I need to talk to Proctor.
Se me sto facendo più danno che altro. No hai dubbi.
Hello in there, would you...
No manners.
Come on, old boy, what?
Well, I remember my school holidays in summer running through the grass.
Quello verde. Ho preso quello giallo. Meno male non mi ha ammazzato
old
quello
boy,
giallo.
and down the hatch. Ugh.
E beh? Forse ci dovevi parlare? Mo' ho preso quello verde.
Come on, Frumple.
Met a chap one day who had made the most delicious
Miele,
honey. I
quindi
got it all over
giallo.
my face and clothes. When Nanny washed it off, it left the bathwater such a lovely colour, like liquid sunlight.
Ok. Quindi prima il verde, mo' il giallo. Sempre se ci riesco.
I hope this tastes better than it looks. No, it was worse.
E mo'? Non è facile sottolineare dottore.
I really hope some part of you knows what you're doing here, old thing.
One day I stayed out too late and it started to get dark. I stumbled and fell into a ditch. The brambles cut my arms and legs. Something
Rosso.
Well, here's my... Blah. Is there any more, man?
Eventually, the end of summer came. I had to go back to school, and those rotters who called me names. I spent the last day just laying down.
Blu. Dov'è il blu? Verde. Rosso. Viola. Giallo. Non c'è blu. E sarà viola. Blu. Però blu c'è il santo segno di morte.
Okay, bottoms up. Yeah.
Ok.
Oh, my head. My word, those chemicals tasted absolutely foul.
They did the job, though, eh?
Indeed they did. Well done, my scholarly sidekick.
We'd better get a move on, though. Catch up with the rogues before they
Quindi ha
scarper.
bevuto anche lui
Yes,
perché...
come on, let's head back outside and see what's happening.
E la scimmia noi la chiudiamo? Ma povera.
Spode.
Well, no. But I'm sure you know that by now. I thought I'd got away with that, you know. Would have too, if not for you meddling mammals. Just needed to play for a bit of time for our boat to arrive and get myself, Price and
poi questo Spode alla fine
her
chi sarebbe, cioè?
creation away from here.
You did it, didn't you? You killed Gilfrey.
Old fool was going to go public about what he'd found. We couldn't allow that.
Rosso e blu.
Why not? What harm would it do?
Harm. My dear Winklebottom, it would be catastrophic. So much of what we think of as our society comes from them, you know, the humans. We cannot allow their existence to become public knowledge.
And so, just for that, you killed him.
No choice. We needed to tie up all the loose ends. Keep him from talking and get Price, her creature, and the research off the island.
Only you couldn't, could you? You didn't know about the safe, so couldn't find his papers. And then, having wasted time looking for them, the storm stopped you getting away.
Inconvenient, that was. Fortunately, we ran into Spode, and as nobody else knew him, that gave me a convenient cover to carry on looking for the research. A solicitor looking through papers. Nobody would give a second thought.
But why not just talk to Gilfrey, explain things to him? You didn't need to kill him.
Too big a risk. Whatever else the humans were, they made sure everybody knew their place in the world. Kept order. We need that. Our society has been shaped, molded into a replica of theirs to keep our own instincts at bay. Imagine if that got out. It would be chaos.
Well, you've buggered it up now, haven't you? We all know, and we're not going to keep quiet about it.
Oh, Dr. Frumple, you and the others are never leaving this island. I'm sorry, but that's how it's got to be. This whole thing goes far deeper than you know. And I'm afraid the two of you are just some more loose ends that I need to deal with.
You absolute bounder!
Eccolo umano.
No! Get off us, you fool! You'll have us all over the edge!
Frumple! No!
No, Frumple! Per quanto tu sia razzista, no! Anche mentre lottava aveva la cosa del tè in mano. Epilogo, questioni in sospeso.
Well then, Culver, can I offer you a cup of tea before you go?
Most kind, sir. Most kind. I say, lovely service, wasn't it? Dr. Frumple would have enjoyed it, I think.
Indeed so, indeed so. Reverend Peabody gave a most moving sermon.
All of it quick, to my mind. But I suppose they know what they're doing.
Indeed, the impetuousness of youth, I suppose. Winslet and Constance looked very happy in any case, and Miss Clutterbuck was overjoyed that she caught the bouquet.
Shame old Frumple couldn't be there. Have you seen him today?
Not yet. They say he should be out of hospital in a day or so.
Ah, non è
I think he's
morto,
demanded for tea or
Frumple.
something to test the patient and the nurses, truth be told.
And he still has no idea how he managed to get back onto the beach after his fall?
None at all. I suspect we'll never know.
Ah, l'ha aiutato il polpo. Vedi, vedi.
Well, anyway, how goes the case? Still no sign of the fellow who was impersonating Spode?
Not a trace of him. Nor this creature you claim to have seen. He almost certainly died in the fall.
And Miss Price?
Oh, she's being most helpful. We've got a full confession. Honestly, I think she was just happy that somebody was paying attention to her for once. She'll be charged as an accessory to Gilfrey's murder.
Well then, I suppose that just about wraps everything up.
Well, there is just one thing. Price had these notes on her, and this weird-looking skull. The boys at the yard don't know what to do with them, so I rather thought you might want to keep them.
Oh, Inspector Culver, I most assuredly do.
Do you think you'll go public with all this? Tell people what you know?
That will require some thought. Spode believed our whole society would collapse if people knew the truth, but, you know, I rather suspect we'll continue to muddle on just fine.
Well, let me know if you do decide to tell the world. I rather think I might just take a holiday that week.
Most wise, Inspector. Well now, how about that cup of tea?
Oh, yes. Very kind.
And this time I'll be sure to put the milk in first, just the way Frumple likes it.
Il caso è chiuso, signori, quindi carino, carino, simpatica, carina l'idea, insomma, del che ci stavano questi esseri umani che sono stati ricreati tramite un teschio, insomma, carino, molto simpatico. Facile come gioco, ci siamo bloccati ieri solo una volta con Simone che ci ha aiutati, poi il resto è stato fattibilissimo. Simpatico, nell'insieme simpatico, carino. Vi è piaciuto? Fatemi sapere anche nei commenti, insomma, quando volete.
Well, old thing, how are you feeling now?
Well, not too bad, all things considered. They say I must have cracked my cranium on some rocks when I fell into the water. Doctor says nothing important was damaged, though.
Oh, just your head then?
Anyway, have the papers picked up on the case? What are they saying about me?
Well, I shouldn't worry yourself about that right now. My immediate concern is what to do about the research we found regarding these humans. Spode, or whoever he really was, seemed to think society would collapse if people found out about them.
I mean, it's a bit of a shock that these fellows ran the place before us, but look, if they were such clever clogs, what happened to them? Can't be that smart if they wiped themselves out.
Gilfrey's research doesn't say. Whatever happened to them, it didn't leave a lot of evidence, just traces really, underground or in deep caves. I suppose somebody must have found books or documents and set about moulding our society along the lines of theirs. It must have taken centuries, though.
Some kind of secret society shaping the world? Sounds like utter bunkum to me. Anyway, what are we going to do about it? We have to tell people, don't we?
You know, Frumple, I'd rather think we do. We can't keep this secret. If people know the truth, then we can decide for ourselves. There's no reason to follow the path trodden by these long-dead humans. It's our world now, and I believe we have a duty to find our own way in it.
Plus, I'm bound to get a mention in the newspaper if we do.
Indeed so, Frumple. Well, I'm going to go and make a few arrangements, and then, once you're fighting fit again, we shall have a big announcement to make.
A me sarebbe stato carino farmi scegliere se dire o meno, fare questo annuncio o meno, con due finali quindi, detto e non detto. Tanti giornali in tutte le lingue del mondo. Bureau of Animal Control, il BAC.
My, oh my, no.
Figura misteriosa.
This won't do at all. Send out the word. I want Lord Winklebottom, dead or alive.
Quindi questo fa pensare a un seguito. Il gioco del 2022, chissà se stanno facendo veramente un seguito a questo punto. Spero di sì. Comunque simpatico. Ma capì chi è che mo lo vuole fare fuori, insomma, del bureau là, degli animali. Vediamo se c'è qualcos'altro. Ma tu sei rimasto qua, ma poverino. Morto di stent.
I say, Tabs,
Ma
any chance
poverino.
you could let me out now? Getting a bit peckish here now. Chaps?
L'essere umano è arrivato.
Chaps?
Ma povero Spod, non c'entrava niente. Addio Spod. Mangiato dall'essere umano, probabilmente. Va bene ragazzi, dai. Grazie mille di essere stati qui con me e con Lord Winklebottom. Come sempre vi aspetto anche su Telegram. Ci si becca alla prossima live, al prossimo gioco. Una buona serata.